So what we have here is an isometric. We're looking at the shoulder flexion now. Okay, we got a 0 rep max here because she's not going to be able to move this weight. But what she's going to do is she's going to drive just as hard against it, just like we did against the wall over there. She's going to line her stomach. And what I want you to do is you're going to make sure that your arms are also fully outstretched. She's going to move back a few inches. Keep going. Right there. So the point of contact we want is for the fist to be right up on that bar. Yes, slide forward a couple inches. Right about there. Good. And that's all it's going to be. We want to try to break through this bar as hard as possible. I'll stop it from moving or anything like that.
Okay.
And we want to do that for 20 seconds. We're going to do a straight set as hard as you can. Don't lose any of that flexion. Squeeze the glutes, bring the feet towards each other. And I want the whole chest to peel up off the ground. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Straight elbows. Perfect. 15 seconds. Drive, breathe. 10, 9, 8, hard as you can. 7, don't fade. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the good thing about this is that the end range that she's achieving right now, if we wanted to, if she passed that, then what we can do is we just make a new end range. So anything that she's able to reach or just barely get to, that's the point where we want to get to. That's the point where we want to block her. And then we bring it up one more notch and we create a new end range for her. So it's something that she'll never win, unfortunately. She'll always get beaten by the isometric, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's a great training tool in order to create and access more range of motion, so you get more mobility and more strength and more joint centration, okay? So we're gonna do 3 sets of this, then we're gonna go into shoulder extension on the other side, okay? Same idea as before. Let's try to drive even harder this time.
Okay.
Good. Drive, good. Think of the straight elbows, think of breathing out, think of T-spine, extending that thoracic spine as hard as you can. 15. Good. 13, don't fade. I'm seeing the shakes happening. 9, 8, good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice. Another 30-second break, last time around, and then we're gonna do shoulder extension.
Okay.
How hard is that?
It's really good.
Like, that's the whole idea with the isometric stuff, especially as like an interlude or a supplementary movement to big lifts, is that A, we get to amp up the nervous system. We get to use this for activation of muscles, right? We get to hit the end ranges as well, which is the most neglected part of the lift, right? Most exercises that are isotonic in nature, like a bicep curl, for example, even if the hardest part is when you begin moving it. And then the force curve, as it continues on, you've got kinetic energy entering into the picture, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to move through that range of motion, right? So when we block that range of motion, you have an immovable object that you have to press against for a certain amount of time with everything you got. It's the equivalent of like your 0 rep max, not your 1 rep max, even harder than that, right? And so you never ever get to win against it, but you get a whole lot of training benefits from it that go beyond just muscular contraction, okay? Let's try it again. That was longer than 30 seconds because I'm a rambler. Good. 15. 10. 8. 7. 6. 5. Hard as you can. 4. 3. 2. Good job. Rest. Nice. Okay. Straight break, and then afterwards, we're gonna move this back a little bit, and we're gonna do some shoulder extension. Same idea though, okay? You're gonna be lying in face down. You're gonna raise the rib cage, you're gonna drive the arms right back, straight elbows, and it's gonna go wrists right against that bar too.
Okay.
So the only difference is just you're gonna be facing down.
Okay. Should we, do you mean facing up? Like, no, facing down, okay.
Facing down, yeah.
But so like, should I move forward?
We can move forward and move this back too.
Okay.
I'll just block it.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Great. Awesome.
So you probably want to worm your way in from underneath this way because it's going to be a little bit easier for you than backing up.
So when would be the ideal time to use these?
I like using them as primers to big lift workouts. So if you're doing like a deadlift workout, for example, I'll do some isometric deadlifts to start priming things up first. Couple sets, 10 to 15 seconds in length, maybe 2 or 3 sets. Give yourself adequate rest in between, and then you start with your actual isotonic workout, right? So I like using it in that way. And in the case of like how we did with the bench press, in between sets with opposing muscle groups that don't get in the way of this, that's also a good idea too, right? So mid-workout, I like using it tactically for muscles that one might not think are involved, but then could really help with the stability of a certain exercise, right? So there are different ways you can pepper it in, but most predominantly I like doing it as a precursor to exercise.
Okay, great.
Let's worm our way in here and do the face down shoulder extensions. There you go. Yeah, right about there. I'll store it forward a little bit more.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So exactly, you're in the right position. You got the feet together. Okay, and she's already ready to go. Hard as you can. Don't fade. Good. Make sure that the knuckles face this way. Yep. Good. Tuck the chin a little bit. Good. 10 seconds. 5. Keep the contact. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. Nice.
That was really hard, but somewhat easier than the last one, and I wonder why.
Well, it could be just your end ranges, and this particular range of motion is a lot better than it would be through that extension, right?
Okay.
Or sorry, through that flexion. I always get flexion and extension mixed up with the shoulders. All right, so we're gonna take another 15 seconds or so. We're gonna do another round, okay? This time, press even harder.
Okay.
All right. So let's progress this exercise a little bit by bringing your hands towards each other. Right there, good. Turn the knuckles out. Nice.
Okay, that's way harder.
10 seconds. 8, side of the wrist, side of the wrist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, good breath. Nice. So that's the other thing, right? Is that you're saying that this is easier because you're doing it this way versus the other way. Well, we have 360 degrees of joint mobility that we can attack isometrically. So if we go from this angle to this angle, all of a sudden it's a little bit tighter, and so it's harder to get as far back, right? So for a person who's struggling with, let's say, a shoulder dislocate exercise, the dowel drill over the top, people will go wider, right? And then as they get more progressed and more flexible, or they've achieved more mobility, they can go narrower and go all the way around. So this is the same idea with regards to being an isometric exercise, though, instead of a mobility-based drill. So we're just accessing that range and trying to kill more end range by way of bringing it in a little bit tighter from a tougher joint angle. Okay.
Cool.
So let's give this a shot for one more time.
Okay.
Then we're gonna move on. Nice. Knuckles face out. Nice. 10 seconds, chin tucked. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice.